Hello, welcome to the 13th house. Come on in, take your shoes off, make yourselves at home. Let's get weird for a little bit, shall we? If you're new here, welcome to the weirdness. It is going to be exactly that. If you're returning, welcome back, and thank you so much for finding something worth returning to here. I absolutely love having you, and I really hope you keep on coming back and that I haven't scared you off yet. As always, your perception is your responsibility, as are your triggers. I do my best to try to put trigger warnings out there, but with my brain, the way that I channel, I forget, so just keep that in mind, okay? Always use your discernment, only take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is timeless, past, present, future, okay? Take only what resonates. You know how this works. So, with that out of the way, let's just dive on into it. Ooh. We have graveyard. Unnecessary fear, and hiding behind that was Lady de los Muertos. Acceptance and equality. So whoever you are, you might be, I have this unnecessary fear of and you may not see it as unnecessary, of course, but you may feel like the world isn't going to accept you for who you are, okay? Or that whatever it is you're going to be presenting to the world, you have something that that you've been holding for a long time. It could be a creative project. It could literally be just yourself, the totality of you stepping forth into this world. And those little hang-ups are blocking you from actually taking action and getting started on this thing, okay? We're going to get a little more. I resonate with that. That wanted to stay in my hand. What is that? Eternal love. Love is love is love, and it transcends physical death. I'm being told to keep this one, but to get one... to get one for the peripheries. That's what I'm going to do. But yeah, I resonate a lot with that myself. I get hung up a lot on really little shit that when you try to explain it to somebody else, they're like, really? That's what's stopping you? And it's no, but people are shit a lot of the time. And I think, especially in the spiritual community, it's been so oversaturated with light. And I'm not talking about the beneficial light. I'm talking about the light that's very rigid and kind of has this unspoken expectation for everyone to be exactly this way, and if not, they're evil, they're toxic, they're karmic, they're this, they're that. It's too fucking much. And the tarot community, there's so much of preying on people's insecurities, and anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. But if you have something different to offer, just because it looks different, just because the way you do it looks different than the way everyone else does, it doesn't mean that it's not going to be accepted, okay? I'm getting that whatever it is you have to offer, people are actually wanting. It's something that they're going to love, okay? Remember, it's infinite possibilities and illumination. That's funny. I'm going to put them back, but it was the lamp came out with remembrance, and that's also associated with the goddess Psyche, whatever you want to call her. It's remember, that the possibilities are infinite for you if you just choose turn your light on. And I don't mean light as in the light of divinity. I'm talking about the fire in your soul, light it up kind of thing. Let that light shine through, and the possibilities are endless for you. Periphery. We have emotional intelligence. Ooh, yeah. Alrighty. So, whoever you are, you have, lethal emotional intelligence. Not just, self-awareness, but and how accurate you are with, when you encounter others. People can't hide things from you, because you are also fluent in silence. Okay? So that's pretty cool. We have mischief in play. Yeah, I get that. Whoever you are, it's you have this Gee, I resonate with this so fucking much too. Okay, so whoever you are, you have something to offer, right? And it seems like it's something public, like you want to write a book or maybe do a podcast. Maybe it's even like something like tarot or like oracle messages or something. And you're hung up about how it might be received or perceived by others. Not only because it's different, like you might align more with darkness or whatever, but it's also that you notice anything associated with the shadow side, darkness, is typically like people are very serious. Like there's no, I don't know how to explain it. And I guess because it's just assumed that when dealing with, you know, the shadow and everything, that you need to be hyper aware of, you know, your shadow tendencies and things like that, which I get that. But whoever you are, you're very playful. You have a bubbly almost personality, and it's really adorable because it's like you're a shadow walker. You deal with darkness all the time, like it doesn't faze you, but you have this like sparkly, sweet, bubbly personality, and I'm absolutely here for it. I love it. I love it. Anyways, so what do you want to tell us with this unnecessary fear? Universal medicine, right. What you have to offer is medicine. You think that it's going to be rejected, that people are going to think it's too much, too weird, too different. But it's like, it's just right. Whatever you have to offer, it's only you can bring it the way that it's going to be needed. Like, it's interesting. I like it, though. I really like it. With blah, 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 blah. Acceptance and equality. I was about to say acceptance and inequality or some shit. I don't know. It's been a day. Ah, there we are. Unhappy voyages. Alright, so this is talking about you know, accepting the path that you walked so far, like, and the experiences that you gained, or the experiences you had. You may have been treated like shit, okay, because people reject the unfamiliar. It's an instinct, okay? But there's a lot in flux in the collective right now. No matter where you fall into the specific spectrum of light and shadow, but it's like a prime opportunity for equality, right? So those who are light workers to be able to walk alongside shadow walkers, you know, the Heyokas and the light shamans being able to work side by side. I mean, and maybe this is what you have to offer. It's like something to do with balancing shit out. Eternal love. Love is love is love, and it transcends physical death. Interesting. I'm picking up something like you may have been kind of ostracized when you were younger, either by, you know, your family or those, like, maybe your parents' friends or a church community, something like that. Okay, because I'm getting a situation where you've always had this awareness of something. You can call it your creator, God, a goddess, universe, source, whatever name you want to give to it. But it's like, it's always been this very deep connection with you. And you've known it your whole life. And you're able to perceive it, but it's almost like I'm getting like you can't see its face. Like you can perceive a form that's developed over time, okay, as you've had these internal interactions with this, but it's like it hasn't been able to come out of you yet. And like you may have described it to someone at some point when you were younger, and like they were kind of brutal about that. They put a lot of doubt in your heart about that. contemplation came out, but that came out with a stack. What is here with eternal love, please? Prosperity. Okay. Yeah, okay, so it's like you've always held this capacity for a certain type of love, right? The type of love you give and the type of love that you require. Alright, and even as a child, like, you may have been very sensitive because, like people could have called you very tender-hearted, like, you could take things really hard. Like, if someone were to tell you no and, like, you truly weren't meaning to mess up or something, like, it would make you cry, and people are like, why are you so sensitive? You need to toughen up, blah, blah, blah. It's because you're aware of a deeper love. Like, you've always been attuned to it. You've always been in alignment with it. It's a very unique blueprint that holds a certain capacity. It can hold a vastness that a lot of individuals, they can't hold it the same kind of way. Okay? And you may have let whatever interaction or this experience that you had when you were younger, where you were kind of pushed out of things because of what you said you believed, what you said you felt, what you said you could see, what have you. You may have, like, really started to try to fit in with everyone else, like, and it fractured a part of you from yourself, like the type of love that you accept. And you just started settling because you thought that that's just all there was, that you just needed to toughen up, that you just, that whatever it was you were experiencing that you had this connection with was something wrong or some type of illusion or something like that. But that's the key to your prosperity, because prosperity looks different for you. It's not about, having all this money and things like that. It's about your, the world you've always known inside yourself. Being able to experience that in your waking, living, external life. With vampire, emotional. Holy shit, that went flying. We have motivation. Right. Emotional intelligence. You can see what motivates people. On the bottom of the deck, we have war and strife. So you see what motivates people. And it's been this thing, like, you always have been able to. But it's like this weird fracture within yourself was a direct result of you feeling like your intuition or whatever guides you from within was lying to you. And you were at the time, like, you were too young to know any different than to listen to and to trust those around you who were guiding you or whatever. And you don't have the same motivations as others. And so, like, I'm getting that right now you're experiencing a lot of, like, you're experiencing, like, a lot of pain, a lot of grief, and it's not, like, anything that's, I mean, it hurts, and it does impact your day-to-day life, but it's like this constant something beneath everything else. Because you can't help but notice what's missing. And there's just, like, it's like you feel like you don't have any motivation to just, like, it's like, why am I doing that? You've walked through hell, you've done, like, so much shadow work and everything, and here you are coming out the other side of it, and it's like, but do I even want to? I don't have the same motivations as everyone else. Oh. This fell out that it said homeless, unemployment, solitude, hunger, bankruptcy, and wandering. You feel like this world isn't your home. And it's like, that's the reason you stay to yourself a lot. That's why, and whoever you are, I'm getting like, you've been really going within a lot and just staying there. Because that's where you feel connected to. That's where all the magic that you remember is. And even if you could only see it with your mind's eye, at least you're interacting with it. At least you know it's there. And you don't have others trying to dictate to you, like, oh, it's just symbolic of this. It's a metaphor for that. For you, it's not. That's what I'm getting. For you, it's not. And you're not stupid, and you're tired of people talking to you like you're stupid. It's like, I know how far-fetched it all sounds, but it's real to me. And I know that it's not here in the external, but that doesn't mean, like, I don't know, it's very deep truths that you hold. It's like ancient. We have elder, wisdom bearer, experience, tradition, kindness, and health, and lesson. Seeker of knowledge, inquisitive, progress, aspirant, explorer. Right. It's like I was saying. And what you hold, and a lot of what I'm saying could resonate very deeply with you, because I resonate very deeply with this message myself. Because I have noticed that there's not a lot out there that talks about and taps into the darker side of things, and not just focusing on like the darker side of things, but also like there's something that has yet to be named. There's something that has been moving through the collective, okay? And it's like something that, I don't know how else to explain it, but it has like this interaction with the middle of everything. The middle part of the spectrum between the two opposing parts, okay? And it's not anything that's already been known. It's not like this Christos type figure. It's not this Sophia type figure. It's something very different, okay? And whoever you are tapped into this also. And it's this, and it's rising because there's this healing in that, okay? And there are others that are seeking this knowledge that you hold, this wisdom that you could share, but they don't outwardly verbalize it. So you may not know that they're hungry and thirsting for this knowledge, and that you could really find purpose in. And not only that, like I talked about in some of my last videos, like the art of manifestation, and how things emerge from the inner plane into the external. And you doing the grid work by putting this knowledge and wisdom out, okay, and putting it in a way others can understand and perceive, it's going to help lay that foundation for what you hold inside to be able to actually come through. That way it's not just pushing on that veil between your inner space and this external world. That's why that pressure is feeling so heavy. Okay? Unhappy voyages and Lady de los Muertos. Acceptance and equality. That's too many. But we do have journalist, child, and butcher. Ooh. Yeah, this presence that you have, that you've held within you, it has been, it's been overseeing everything that you've endured, and it's like it's been reporting on it, but not like reporting to some higher authority. It's like reporting it to itself, so it knows how to move, it knows how to operate, it knows how to give you what you need based on all this shit, how to be that counterbalance for you. If that makes sense. Because it's not some type of savior, it's not that, it's not this hero. It doesn't want to save you, it wants to show you that you can save yourself, and it wants to walk with you. It's not that it's not powerful, because it is a protector, but what doesn't want to take away from you your own sovereignty, right? If that makes sense. So it's almost like accepting that y'all are equals, like, because whoever you are, like you're a very devotional creature, like you like to show devotion and everything like that. But whatever this thing is in you is like, I don't want you putting me above you, and I don't want to be beneath you either. I don't want it like equality. And it's the imbalance that has resulted from these like unhappy voyages, because you've been being treated like a vending machine. And it's like approaching love from a place not of hunger or desperation, but this space where you can stand and be met and meet them also, and it not be this quick devouring. Like, of course that you're going to have passion and stuff. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about energetically. It's not just going to quickly ignite and then suddenly fizzle out. This is something that's very grounded, but it's also magical. It's like this balanced contradiction. I don't know. Anyways, diviner, seer of the unseen, foresight, insight, cosmic connection. Okay. Right. You've been being fed off of, okay? And you've been giving a lot of energy and everything or whatever because many of us were taught that, you know, the self-sacrificial path is noble. The martyr role is noble, especially being a martyr for love, but it's not. When you have this type of connection, it can be hijacked very easily. And those that feed off of you, they may even be doing it unconsciously because it's a part of those forces that operate beyond our realm of perception. Okay, some of us might be able to pick up on that. Some of us might be able to communicate and stay in tune with that, but most don't. Okay, it's weird. Okay, so like also with this, with the acceptance and equality, it's also telling you, like, don't feel bad about, like, if you're wanting to earn a living, teaching this kind of stuff, right? An individual entrepreneur, by providing deep insight and wisdom, teaching others about how to see the unseen, letting them use you as the bridge to have this cosmic connection for whatever. Like, don't feel bad about that. As long as you're operating from that inner place of equality where you're not putting these unseen forces and whatnot above or beneath you, but instead, like, working with them, you're good. And just because people might be coming to you for insight and stuff, you might tell them something and then things end up a certain way for them. Don't feel like you're going to be responsible for anyone else's unhappy voyages or bad experiences, okay? Because any moment is always subjective to countless variables, okay? So when those of us who are tapped in can tune into something, it is the most common or the most likely variable, okay? Now, based on how someone independently chooses to move based on their own free will, could shift that this way or that. So somebody needed to hear that. Like, you might have, like, some type of concern, and it would, like, you wouldn't be able to sleep good at night or something if you felt like you misled someone or something like that. Like, the fear is unnecessary. Okay, with prosperity and eternal love, we have researcher, explorer of truth, exploration, study, rigor, experiment. What else with that? That's weird. Oh, shit. Okay, so this is tapping into that parasitic force that has been hijacking the collective... yeah. Okay. So it's been hijacking the collective... subconscious, the collective unconscious to project this current reality, okay? You're stepping into this seat of sovereignty, right? And you feel like this love, having this love is key to this, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to, it's like you have an awareness of what is happening, how you play a role in it and everything, but it's like you don't feel fulfilled because you don't have this love, right? And the parasitic forces have been, like, using you like some sort of experiment. The way that you can move through shadow and light is something that they don't understand it, okay? And it's like they've caught on to this energy, this force that you hold inside of you. And what you hold inside of you can like intercept into their bullshit. And it's like, it's weird because it's almost like that's how you gain this awareness, this deeper insight into how these parasitic forces move and operate. And like, you may not even be totally aware of it, but you're always able to like sidestep it and shit. And they're like, how? And you may not even be able to give them a straight answer. And it's like, there's a reason for that. It's to keep you protected as you and this, that which is in you are, you know, working toward this, to bringing all this stuff out, right? Huh. It could also be, it's going to sound a little out there for a second, so just bear with me. Something might happen soon where something unexplainable happens. Something that people have never seen before, something coming through onto this plane that isn't typically, I don't know, it's what people would associate with like certain prophecies and shit like that, but you know it differently, right? And you are going to be the reason that this happened. You are the one that's you've pulled it through. So you might need to be getting ready for some attention and being in the spotlight, and for prosperity, like on a whole different level. Because you're going to be known for this. I know that sounds strange. That's definitely not for everybody. But it did come through, and I'm just saying. Oh, we have Mother that just slipped out here. Selfless love, nurturer, source of life, maternal patience, comforter. Holy shit, I just said you're going to bring something through. That's wild. Because, like, I've been talking for the past few readings, like, that creatrix energy, you know, that cosmic womb. You've been holding this love in you, right? You've been holding it with you through all of this. Oh, we have, why do you keep falling out of the bottom? Then we have gang, brotherhood of shadows, underworld, transactions, violence, criminality. Ooh, that's with motivation and emotional intelligence. Right, like I said, the one who dwells within you, they have a way of connecting into this energy, right? And they let you know. They let you know shit. Like, they can interact with your nervous system and like flag you to. It doesn't matter what this person you're talking to is saying, however they're acting. It's an act, because I'm telling you what motivates them is they're wanting to leech off of you. They're wanting to what's the word? They're wanting to use you for something of their pleasure. And it's like, you might be a feminine, you might be a female, and you might be very attractive. And so your sexual energy is very magnetic, and it's for a reason. But you have those who want to exploit it. They want to use it for themselves, for their own pleasure, right? And this is why you do so well with shadows and darkness, is because the one who's in you dwells in the underworld, okay? In that subconscious space, in that darkness, right? They dwell there. And because these parasitic forces feed off of subconscious fear, off of unconscious fear, habits, addictions, whatever, you know, things like that get cast into the darkness because light won't face it yet. But you transmute through that space. You, like I said, you have that capacity and that love, and this whole time through this, even while you were trying to adapt to accepting love on the superficial level and all this, there was this part of you that would take every ounce of pain, every bit of everything. And you are an alchemical being. There's something about you that it just, it's an organic process. It's the way you function. That's why this is universal medicine, is because you, holy shit. Whew. Volunteer, selfless devotion, willingness, spirit of service, duty, dedication. And that's why this part is so important for you to stand in your own power, is because you are so powerful. And yes, you do need protection. That's not what your beloved is saying. They're not saying that they're not going to protect you, that they're not going to stand up for you. But for this to really come through and everything, recognizing your own power and not placing them in some type of savior position and stuff, because it's not fair to them. And also not, I don't know the words here. I can feel it. I'm trying to put it into words. You need to see how strong you are. And strength can look sometimes like enduring, not for nothing though. This is with a purpose. This is with dedicate. This is so deep. That's why eternal love was there. Like, it's and not many are gonna understand it. We have fireman, bravest, heroism, sacrifice, rescue, extinguish, right? This is your counterpart, your counterbalance, because like I said, what you are an amalgamation of so much, and in this middle space, right? Nothing could exist yet that aligns with you, that can hold your capacity, because it had to be learned. And only when you started operating from the space of authenticity and whatever, and like being honest with yourself, truly stepping up when you need to step up, and truly knowing when to back off, things like that has laid the groundwork for this authentic reflection of exactly what you need to take shape, so it could come forth for you. That's why you haven't seen it anywhere outside of yourself, because it hasn't existed yet, because it comes through in response to you. Holy shit, that's cool as fuck. I think I'm going to leave it there. I think I'm going to leave it there for now. If I get anything else, I'll come back to this. But this is really cool. So yeah, just hang in there. Hang in there. You might be wanting to give up all that good stuff, but that you really just, you're just going through the thick of it as those final pushes ripple outward and the grid really snaps. So just hang in there. Whoever this is for, I really hope it helped, and until next time, bye.